A few days ago I asked you on my YouTube community tab what you wanted this video to be about, and the vote went to the impacts of stress on the gut and your digestion. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's good to see you again. If you haven't met before, then hi, I'm GojiMan. I'm a qualified nutritionist and soon to be PhD student. I make vegan health and nutrition videos as often as I can, so if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskGojiMan in the comments below, or alternatively send your video questions through to contact@GojiManNutrition.com. And as always, just a quick reminder that I'm now providing consults, organic acid, stool tests and SIBO tests via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So we all know that when those stress levels kick in, it can and will affect your digestion. Bloating and gas goes up, and it often feels like you have that knot in your stomach. But what is the cause behind this, and physiologically what is occurring in the gut when you are stressed out in that type of situation? So obviously when you are eating your food, it goes down into your stomach. Now it's not rocket science, and we all know that the purpose of the stomach is to excrete hydrochloric acid, and it's obviously where protein starts being broken down. So your stomach produces hydrochloric acid, and this will obviously drive up acidity levels in your stomach. And having strong acidity levels in the stomach is obviously very important. So one of the first things that the increase in stomach acidity will do is to boost your protein enzymes called pepsin. Pepsin is a proteolytic enzyme, and this just means that the protein in the stomach will start being broken down. This is obviously just a small part of your stomach. On the other side, an increase in stomach acid will obviously stop pathogenic bacteria getting into the gut, as well as other bacteria and viruses. So you can think of your stomach as the first line of defense against your outside world. So the food goes into the gut into lots of strong stomach acid, and your stomach acid and pepsin then go to town on breaking down your food and also your proteins. So what then happens in this situation where your stomach acid isn't what it should be? Well, there are a number of different things. Inflammation can go up in the stomach, leading to ulcers, etc. Or without the stomach acid levels being in place, you can get bacteria going through your stomach and triggering small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or you can get other bacterial or parasitic problems. And all of these type of issues will cause havoc with your digestion. Bloating, gas, cramping, incomplete breakdown of your food, excessive fermentation are all issues that will be triggered when your stomach acidity levels aren't what they should be. And not only that, when your stomach acidity isn't what it should be, it can then start thinning down the mucosal layer of the gut, and then you can start running into gastritis type issues, so your stomach lining will start becoming inflamed. And the net negative effect of this can be things like GERD, heartburn, or even stomach pains. And many of these issues are then exacerbated by bacteria and pathogens coming into your gut. So for example, you can develop a H. pylori infection in your gut, and then you can start to develop ulcers and serious inflammation in the stomach lining. Also, if the food in your stomach is not digested very quickly by your stomach acid, then the abdominal pressure goes up very quickly as gas is released from your food, and then GERD, or gastrointestinal reflux disorder, can begin, in which stomach acid and food can then rise up into your esophagus, and over a long period of time this can turn cancerous in the form of Barrett's esophagus. So bringing this all back to the main point of this video, how does stress impact on your ability of your gut to carry out its necessary functions? And this is quite simple. So without getting too sciencey, you have what's called your sympathetic nervous system, which is part of your autonomic nervous system, which also includes your parasympathetic nervous system. Now, the sympathetic nervous system activates what is often termed as your fight or flight response. So when your sympathetic nervous system is activated, what usually happens is that your blood will be pushed towards your extremities as your body enters fight or flight. Now, it does this obviously so that you can mobilize glucose quickly, and that you also get instant energy to evade danger. Now, in this situation, when you are in this fight or flight mode, your stomach digestion is pretty much switched off. How many times in your life have you instantly lost your appetite, etc. when you are stressed? Exams, arguments with a wife, money troubles will all cause problems with your stomach acidity levels and your overall digestion. So how do you counteract these issues and your sympathetic nervous system being constantly switched on? Well, quite simply, you have to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. And by doing this, it causes all of that blood being pushed to your extremities to come back towards the center of your body. All the time that your parasympathetic nervous system is operating, your digestion will be much better, unless you have something like small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And your parasympathetic nervous system is also key to the production of hydrochloric acid in your stomach. So very simply, all the time that you are running on your parasympathetic nervous system, you will have the necessary enzymes, hydrochloric acid and bile salts, etc. to effectively digest your food and assimilate your nutrition. And hopefully you can now see that if your sympathetic nervous system is chronically triggered, then conversely you are going to struggle with digestion, as your necessary enzymes, stomach acid, etc. won't be correctly activated. And when you are chronically in this state, you are much more likely to run into bacterial and viral issues in your gut. And when you are locked into this sympathetic nervous system and you develop SIBO or other gut disorders, then you will struggle getting better until you address that infection, as well as getting your body out of its sympathetic nervous system mode. Now, if you have an infection, then obviously you need to deal with this. But if it's just stress that is causing your digestion to be compromised, then there are a number of steps that you can potentially take to improve things. So there are simple things like going for walks, listening to music or meditating that can help reduce stress levels and switch on your parasympathetic nervous system. You could take HCl and digestive enzymes for a short period of time to kickstart your gut function, or you could avoid eating when you are particularly stressed. I would also suggest that while you are caught up in this sympathetic nervous system mode, that you avoid common food allergens such as soy and gluten, as these can put extra stress on your digestive system. And finally, probably the most important stage to all of this, you have to find out whether you have any issues with bacteria, fungus, parasites, H. pylori or C. diff, etc. because until you remove these from the gut, your digestion will never improve. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.